What's up, Greg? How are you today, buddy?
Doing great, Zach. How are you doing, man?
Doing well. This is my son, Wyatt. Say hi, buddy.
Hi, Wyatt.
He doesn't know what's going on. Okay, go see your mama. We got to do a demo. Okay, 1 second. Okay, so excited to have you on the call. Today we're going to go over CloudPano, the software platform. And I want to know from your familiarity, first off, like what's your background in 360 virtual tours, 3D tours? What do you know right now? And then, of course, I want to share my screen like I am right now and walk through the software to its completion. So what things spark your interest right away?
Well, obviously being in the architectural world, we design buildings and being able to showcase those buildings after they're done. That's marketing, obviously, for us.
Yeah.
That's one thing. The other thing is obviously the realty side, being able to maybe start a company and maybe reach out to those people and kind of help them brand themselves and or help CloudPano as well. So
sure.
That's kind of the thought process behind
okay, cool.
the virtual tour.
Yeah, so we have a ton of, we have like 3 categories of users on CloudPano. Before we get started, category number 1 is real estate photographers and service providers locally. So people who already are in the architectural imaging space in some way. So they either have a digital media company, they're starting a digital media company, and they want to add virtual tours into it. So it's an easy upsell, and I'll show you what it looks like here in a second. And also, or it's someone who is an entrepreneur who has a creative or interesting way to start a virtual tour business. We're highly focused on entrepreneurs, and the reason for that is because we think that that's where we can have the most impact, and our features and things we do as a software company are around that idea. So you'll see, but for example, everything you see here you can white label and private label, which is really cool, and of course, the last category of our users are people who are in the real estate space, have a real estate team or realtors, et cetera. But the majority of our clients are service providers who are getting into the virtual tour space or already are somewhat into it for some reason.
Sure.
So let me real fast. I'm actually in the app right now. So if you were to go to cloudpano.com, which is our marketing site, it kind of walks you through what a 360 virtual tour is. So if you wanted to get started, all you have to do is just click, it says try it out, or my face is right here, but you can click sign in, and it takes you to the app, right? So that's where I was when you saw a second ago. And if you have no 360 images available to you right now, and you're just kind of playing around with the software, and you want to see what it does and how it looks, instead of creating your own tour and adding a name of the tour, say it was an address, etc., you would click this button right here, which is basically a demo sample tour that we made for new users to play around with. So you click that button right there, and it brings you up a demo tour, and even an instructional video, what to click, what to do, where to put your mouse, etc. But we're going to kind of walk through that live today. Okay, Craig?
Gotcha.
So also, too, I'm going to open up a dashboard as well, too, because I want to show, actually, here's what I'll do. Here's the demo tour. We'll come back to this. We call this tour editor. So if you're editing a tour, if you already have 360 images and you're uploading it into the software, this is how you create the virtual tour experience. Obviously, when you get good at this, it takes about 5, maybe 10 minutes to create a tour. It doesn't take long. You as like the technology provider or the expert will be able to go really fast. We'll go a little bit slower on this call, just kind of because I kind of want to walk through everything. I'll talk probably too fast, so slow me down if I'm jumping over something too quickly. But whenever you finish the tour and you click publish, what happens is you have a quick output that says, hey, you publish your tour, here's the link. That's the asset you send to your clients. So when you send over a link, this is what it looks like on desktop. So you see, like, this is full 360 photo. We're inside of a room. The photo is taken in the center of the room. It's different than most still photography. It's taken from a corner or from the outside. This is actually taken from the center of the room because it's 360, right? So your only goal when you take this photo is to not be in the camera. So whether you have a single shot camera or you're shooting like panos and attaching them together or stitching them together, that's kind of a more old school way to do it. A newer school way to do it is to use a single shot camera. We come back to that later, but you just put it in the center of the room, press the button, and the timer starts, and you just get out of the way, right? So a 360 photo looks like this, as you can see, and I can navigate through CloudPano as a viewer or someone who sends this or adds this to their website or the MLS or Zillow or Realtor.com or all these different places, even apartment complexes. People will see this. This is called Tour Viewer. So I labeled these den, living, bedroom, and kitchen, just 4 photos, right? And you can see that there's like, I clicked on living room in the reel down here. It's a simple, straightforward way to navigate a space. And usually folks understand this pretty intuitively, right? They're like, oh, well, this is a bedroom. Well, I kind of want to go to that bedroom and check it out. Okay, well, I just click this hotspot, it says bedroom. I click that, we call them hotspots, and boom, you're in the bedroom, right? And you kind of quickly look through, oh, awesome view. Okay, how much does the place cost? I'm ready. I'll call this number right here. So top left, you see name, phone number, and email. You can add whatever input you want, and I'll show that later on the tour editor. I'm going to move my face out of the way. Obviously, my face isn't on the software, but for this call it is. Over here to the right, you see a couple options. These top 2 are only viewable by the user who creates the tour. So I'm logged in right now, so that's why you're seeing these 2 options. This option takes us to our dashboard, which I'll show the dashboard here in a second. I'm going to open it in a new tab. And this right here goes back to edit tour, which I'll click in a moment. Share, obviously you can share on social platforms. Full screen, if you want to show this in full screen, you can. It's self-explanatory, right? And of course, we also have VR mode. VR mode is so cool on a mobile phone. You got to check it out. So what you do is on your mobile phone, you tap here, and I'm on desktop, so I'm just going to show what it looks like on desktop. It basically splits the optics down the middle. It duplicates the photo, and then it creates some optical help here on the outside of each photo. And we actually have a navigation dot, which is hard to see maybe in this image here on my screen, but basically in the center of the eye, we have a rectal navigation dot. Basically what you do with that is, if you have your phone inside of a headset or a cardboard, I have one over here somewhere I can show you, but you've seen them before, right? VR headsets. If you slide that phone into your VR headset and you put that navigation dot onto one of these little hotspots, and I hold over it, it's like if I was to click it with my mouse, same thing, or tap it with my finger, same thing. So really you have what we call hands-free navigation. So that's really important.
Awesome.
Yeah, so you can, when you pitch a client, I'm going to exit out of VR mode for a second because I just wanted to just show it to you. When you pitch a client and you go show them what a 360 tour looks like, and you show it on your mobile phone and you move left and right, what happens is the motion of your phone makes the image move. So you're moving around your chair, up, the image moves up, down, it moves down. You have to kind of feel it and experience it. It's kind of a new way to experience a piece of property, or like you said, Greg, architectural space. So what's really cool though is if you can get a client to put on a VR headset, tap that VR mode and slide it in there and hand it over, they're fully immersed in the space. So it feels like you are there. And I notice when I show clients, this one time I showed a property manager at an apartment complex, I just handed over the headset. I started talking about the VR experience, that you're fully immersive. Here's what your clients can do. It's kind of a fun gimmick to show off that you can do this. I'm talking, and she goes, oh, okay, I put this dot on this little hotspot here. Okay, oh, okay, cool, and I'm in that room. So she's like navigating the space, and I didn't even have a chance to give her instructions. So it's very intuitive. It's also really cool because we say in our office, if you can get a client to put on a VR headset, you got them. You're going to hook them. They're going to hire you for at least one job and try it out, see what it's like.
Something's clicking for them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're like, oh, this is cool. I get the value. Awesome. And now when if let's say a broker or a real estate agent is going to pitch a major luxury listing, $1 million, $2 million, $10 million, well, they want to stick out, right? They want to be like the highest tech option that they have available because they're asking for 3%, right? Or 2% or whatever the number is. They're asking for a lot of money. So if they are, anyone who's smart, and people at the high level who have a lot of money, they're smart people. They want to meet multiple real estate agents, multiple teams. What are you guys going to offer me? What's in it for me? Yeah, right? So what you're doing is if you pitch this to a real estate agent, you empower them to be able to pitch in 360 and virtual reality. So what you need to do is you need to align yourself with their goals and say, hey, Here's how you pitch this. Here's a headset. I mean, you can give them a cardboard one. They're like $3 at Best Buy. And actually, I really like the cardboard experience. I used to be all about the big, fancy VR headset where I slide in the tray, and I have one of those, and it looks really cool. But just from a make it simple, I'll make it simple, stupid is kind of my philosophy on this. You can just grab the end of the phone, put it in the cardboard, and it's there. No matter what size phone you have, it works. It's easy. So it's kind of like an easier option. I actually like that experience. Anyways, to each his own, I guess, whenever you present. But I guess my point is align yourself with their goals. Tell them how to pitch in VR. Make sure that their motion sensor is on. There's no like settings issue with their phone. Some people's phones in Safari mode have motion sensor turned off. You can kind of make sure it's on, show it to them, walk them through it. Actually, Chrome browser on mobile phone has motion sensor on, so it's no issue. But anyways, just make sure that's on. Okay. Any questions so far before I hop into the tour editor?
No. I mean, it's pretty straightforward so far. Thank you.
Cool. Awesome. I get some coffee. You can tell I've already had plenty, I'm sure. All right. Now we're going to do tour editor. Okay. So now I'm on this tour here that I showed you earlier, this demo tour. I'm going to click the edit icon. It's because it's there and it's something we added. So I wanted to show it. So now we're in tour editor, and you saw this earlier. Now, earlier, because the photo is 360, you want to go through all your photos. I mean, obviously you want to label them like den 1 or living room or bathroom 1, bathroom 2, backyard, front yard, whatever you want to call them, right? That makes sense. When you do, also you can reorder them right here. So it's by dragging and dropping, making it real simple, right? So I want a bedroom here. That's like the order you see there will be the order in the reel on the bottom. That's important. And the first photo is in this case, I'm putting den 1 first. The first photo is the first photo that they will see. So you want to go through these photos, and you want to set your initial view. And the reason for that is you want to save it looking a certain direction because it's a 360 photo. So if you don't want somebody looking down at this cactus when they first see the photo, then you want to make sure you set that and save it, right? So you just roll through these, and I'm going to say, let's look at this door or whatever, and I'm going to set initial view. So that's something you can do. Just one click, it's saved. Also, too, we have, obviously, I showed you earlier, I showed you hotspots. So you click on link hotspot where you want to put it. So let's say this door goes to a bedroom. Okay, so I want to attach it to a bedroom. So I click on the bedroom, and it's attached, and the hotspot appears right there. If you want to go to it, you press the little rocket. If you want to delete it, press the trash can. It's stuff that you would expect, right? And if you want to edit, you click the edit button. So I'm going to click the hotspot and edit it. You can actually rotate this to the right or to the left, and then it just saves for you. And you have options here between black and white, and actually a image icon as well for the hotspot. And that's straightforward. So that's how the hotspots work when you create them. I like 2 hotspots a room, one for going this way, one for going back where I was. Don't overdo it. Even you can if you want. But that's kind of how hotspots work. And also, too, we have something we just added called info spots, which we're going to be adding a more robust features to this, but just want to show it real quick. So when you click info spot and click where you want to put it in the room, you can put a short amount of text like bookshelf. Obviously, I'm not sure if you would actually put bookshelf, but if you and you would show a preview of what that is right here. When someone hovers it, oh, it's a bookshelf. Got it. Well, obviously, you'd probably put some information about the property, or hey, something about what you're highlighting in an info spot, and you can kind of select different icons here. We have different ones that are available. You have a star if you want to put it. And also, you can do something called
in the kitchen, granite countertop or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so just something to highlight it and make it a little more value add, right? Also, you can do extended text, which is basically like putting, let's say, bookshelf. And actually, I would, here you go, bookcase options, and say big bookcase. Anyways, you can put down a lot of extra stuff here. Obviously, I'm not doing it right now, but when it looks, what happens is if you, I'll just save it. I'll press save. When the user puts their cursor over it, it creates a kind of a larger bubble with more information. This is really good for commercial clients. So let's say you shoot a museum. We have a client who's shooting a museum soon. They want to highlight certain things. That's going to be very helpful for people who are going through a space, right? They want to know what's there, what's the current what are they currently showing? Where do I go? Where's the bookstore? Where's the restroom? Stuff like that. So you can add descriptions there. And then what we're going to be adding later, which is an iframe, so you can input images and even videos from YouTube, which is really cool. So when someone clicks the info spot, the video pops up, they can watch a video in the tour, which is really neat. That's coming soon. Also, too, I didn't mention, so info spots are kind of up to you how creative you want to be. Up here, if you want to change the title, you just change the title right there and click off it, and it saves automatically. Brand kit. You can upload your logo or your client's logo here, and it appears in the top left corner of the screen, and it kind of hovers there. So that's good for certain commercial clients, and you want to take that off if you're have an MLS compliant client or something like that. Also, we do have a clone button, so let's say your client wants to have a MLS tour that's no branding, and they have a tour that has all their branding. So one for the website and one for without, which you of course can charge for each time. You just click the button clone, make a small edit, and then press publish, and then you just made extra 30 or 40 bucks, right? So something easy. We're trying to maximize the ability for speed and quality, right? So cool. So I made a couple small changes there. I'm gonna click publish and just look at them, just so we can go into it here. And you can see I set my initial view this way now instead of the other way. And here's my info spot that I added. I put my cursor over it. And then here's the hotspot I added to the bedroom, right? Real simple, straightforward stuff. And I just wanted to kind of show that to you guys quickly. I was talking so fast. I apologize. We're limited on time. So I just wanted to show what you can do and how to create one of these tours. And ultimately, I want folks on our platform. The mission of CloudPano is to empower users to add virtual tour revenue into their business, either they are a brand new VR provider, or they are just adding in VR into their repertoire. This is what we do. We've created world-class software, and it's really cool on mobile. It's a fun thing to go pitch, and it makes you really stick out amongst your competitors, and it's not that expensive. Well, at least right now. We're going to raise the price later, but so you should hop on now if you want to check it out. Go to cloudpano.com to find out more. So I went through it all. What questions do you have for me up front?
Really, there isn't a lot of questions. I mean, it's pretty intuitive and straightforward. I mean, that's awesome. You guys did a good job. I mean, for me, I learned quick, obviously, so that helps. But for me, I think teaching even would be very simple and easy and intuitive for somebody to learn quickly.
Cool. Yeah. So there's kind of, one question a lot of folks have, and I'll bring this up real quick just because I can foresee it coming. How do I create a 360 photo? Okay. So, and even and what's the cost of CloudPano too? That's two things that pop up. So I'll scroll. We try to make this really self-explanatory on the website, but just, if you need more clarity, let me know. So it's really a three-step process. You have to take 360 photos, or if you're in the architectural rendering space and you have 360 renderings, the photo you upload in the CloudPano needs to be 2:1, and it's called equirotangular. So it's a shape that basically once you upload it into the platform, we know it's 360, and we place the viewer in the center of the screen. So that's important because most 360 cameras now automatically output in that kind of format. But if you're taking a still photo and you're trying to upload to our platform, it's going to look really stretched and weird, and you're going to be like, why is it not working? We're going to support 2D photo, or we call them 2D photos, still photos soon. We just don't have that yet, so that's coming. So slideshow-like virtual tours, that's coming very soon. But for those who need to just get started, and they're like, how do I get started? I just want to get started today. I don't really want to go shop around too much and look at all the reviews. Some folks like to look at reviews all day. For the action takers out there who are ready to get started today, we created something called the starter kit, okay? The 360 Tour starter kit. And here's what all it includes. It includes a VR headset for you when you go pitch. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this little chat box here. A VR headset when you go pitch, a 360 camera from Insta360. It's called the 1X. We partner with this manufacturer. They're a Chinese manufacturer. They're one of the leading manufacturers of cameras. And really, we just are one of their trusted virtual tour providers in the space. We like their camera a lot. They like us. They actually interviewed me one time. It was fun, but we pretty much partnered with them and said, hey, let's put together a package so our users don't have to think. They're trained. They can buy the hardware, and of course the software is included. So what does that include? If you come to the starter kit, it's in our footer of our website, and it kind of gives you some more details on what the camera looks like, what it does. We have lots of tutorials on like how to use this, how to photograph it. It's really user-friendly on purpose. It's meant to be easy. It's not meant to be complicated. And CloudPano hosting, if you were to look on the website right now, it's about $600 a year. Okay, so and the camera's about $400, and the VR headset's about $50, and the training, I mean, it could get upwards to $300. So we're trying to take all of this and package it to a one-time. You make a transaction, you are now a provider, you're ready to go. We send you the camera, we send you the VR headset, we hook up your hosting to where it white labels to your software domain. We're right here alongside you the whole way, and that's only $997. So for a startup business, that's a really good price. But if you already have a camera yourself, or if you're like me and you like to go pitch and see people in person and say, hey, will you buy this before you buy anything, which is what I like to do. You should try that as well. You can go pitch with some of our demos and then come back and sign up for our Pro Plus plan, which is basically our unlimited amount of photos, unlimited amount of tours on the platform, and it's a low monthly fee of $49 a month. If you commit to a year, it's $33 a month, basically paid annually, so that's $396. We're raising that price really soon, actually, just because we're creating a ton of value. We're doing a lot of changes, and so we just need to raise the price. That's just what we think is fair. Yeah, so, and you can all check that out if you just click Go Pro Plus, and you can sign up pretty quickly. We also have a pay-per-tour plan, and just stuff to help you get started, right? And that's kind of the details about CloudPano and how to get started right away. You can always email me, zach@cloudpano.com. I can help you the most I can. Our goal, we're going to be creating training programs to help you just acquire as many customers as possible. There's a lot of niches, a lot of different opportunities in this space, luxury apartment complexes, commercial properties, museums, etc., local school districts, colleges and universities. I've seen universities post publicly looking for a virtual tour provider, and they post it publicly, and you can make a ton of money getting public work. Now, it's a lot of paperwork, but you can still do it. And of course, the high volume real estate brokers and agents that are close by, the right partner, you can make a lot of money with that provider. Just keep in mind, the amount you can charge is dictated by the customer you target, not by the value that you're creating. So we've had people make car dealerships virtual tours. We have an Australian luxury boat company that makes virtual tours on a platform. Nursing homes. Oh, sorry, hitting the camera, hitting the mic. Nursing homes are on the platform. All churches. I mean, you can it makes sense. If people want people to come to their church, but they aren't afraid to kind of walk in the door, make a virtual tour for them, right? And you can charge a hosting fee. So, yeah, so cool stuff like that. I mean, you can help people, like, think about it. What if somebody, like, what if somebody went to your local church because you shot a virtual tour and they had a good experience and their life was changed? Well, gosh, that's a good business model to be in. So that's cool. So Anyway, so that's kind of the platform in itself. Opportunities are kind of endless. We're making a community of people that are showing off what they're doing, how it works, how they're having success. I'm interviewing our customers, our clients, our guys who are having the most success, and it's fun to see what they're doing. There's a provider here in Houston who charges $2,000 a tour. It's not always going to be that way, but there's folks who figure it out and they position themselves very well. So we're hoping to help digital media companies crush it. So if you own it, so let's say, for example, I've talked through quick enough now to know if you own a drone and you want to provide drone services, well, sometimes you can't fly a drone somewhere, right? We have a provider named Mark McKinney who said, when I'm in the city, I can't fly a drone, but you know what I can do? I can provide a virtual tour. And he makes a ton of tours on our platform for clients, and he makes money every time he does. It's like so cool to watch him, how successful he's being. I see every tour that comes through. So he's doing really well. And that could be you too as well. So yeah, man, I'm talking so fast. I apologize.
I can understand everything.
Cool. So Well, thanks for your time, Craig. I have an idea I want to discuss here in a few minutes, but overall, any other questions before we move forward?
I guess the other question I had is obviously when you take these 360 photos with the Insta360 1X, when pre-processing those photos, getting settings right to make them look good before you bring them into CloudPano, what do you typically use and how long does that take?
Good question. So the Insta360 1X creates these files called INSP files. You need to convert them to JPEGs, right? And you do that through a free software called Insta360 Studio. You just plug in your SD card and click export, and it makes them in JPEGs. To create the highest quality photo experience possible, our users shoot in HDR mode, number one, and they actually post-process. It takes different exposures, right? So you get 3 files for one photo you took or for one room, and certain files have have different parts you can take out and utilize, right, whenever you kind of post-process those. I personally promote outsourcing your post-processing. $2 a photo, $1 a photo sometimes can be super helpful in saving time and making the tours look super high quality. There's a couple small things whenever you're exporting from .insp to JPEG. There's a setting that says horizontal correction. You want to click that, say is on. I have this all in our trainings whenever you sign in. But, excuse me, basically the reason why you want to do that is because it just can make your life easier. It's all about going fast, right? So I like to outsource those things. And when you do that, it pulls out the best qualities of the photo. And then some folks who stitch the photos together, being like a pano head and like that type of capturing process, they have a much higher resolution, so they do see a lot higher quality tours come through. It's a function of having higher resolution. Doesn't mean you can't create great quality for your clients and your clients will be happy. It's just a different experience, and typically takes a lot of experience to get to that level.
Sure.
But you can hop into the game right now by using an Insta360 and you're in. You can start creating tours and pressing publish on CloudPano and send that link to your clients. If you want to white label your tour, you need to be a Pro Plus member, right? And it's not that much. Most folks who sign up for us sign up for the annual plan. They save money. It's just a simple transaction. They can just do it once, get past it, and then they're not thinking about any hosting fees. They just move forward and go sell. That's what you need to be focused on. You need to focus on selling and generating leads the most you can and creating a consistent business flow at all times. That's what we talk about a lot. So I'm actually working on providing a trusted provider of post-processors. I already have one. I just wanted to see if we can get set up to where I can show them off to our users, and then he built his team big enough to where he can handle high volume. We'll get there, but not yet. So, yeah, I'm working on all those steps. Every step in the process, I want to help. So we're trying to get there.
Yeah, one-stop shop, man.
Yeah, bro. All right. Well, thanks so much for your time. I know we kind of been on the phone for a while, but we'll talk soon.